Okay, hi everyone. Today we will be starting with another chapter, that is endocrine glands and hormones. Alright, this is also an important chapter. We will study about how hormones work, what are hormones, what are the glands that give out those hormones, how does it affect the body. Alright, all will be started. So the endocrine system. The endocrine system is a complex network of glands and organs that produce and secrete hormones, which are chemical messengers that regulate various functions in the body. So what happens is, these are chemical messengers. Okay, these are some chemicals that our body releases with the help of glands and organs. All right, these chemical messengers, they regulate various functions in the body. All right, so these are the indication for the body to do something. It is a messenger. All right, a messenger travels with a message. What would be the message? Then that destination organ will perform that way. Okay, so let's see. Understanding the endocrine system is essential to comprehend how hormones influence growth, development, metabolism, and overall well-being. However you've grown, however you have become till now and will become, will be through the influence of the endocrine system. Alright, the various glands and hormones that your body will produce will ultimately tell you how you will look. Okay, in this lesson we will cover the following subtopics: hormones, the types of glands, pituitary gland, gonads, and the disorders of the endocrine system. So these will be our subtopics. Let's start. Let me show you throughout your body what type of glands you have in this endocrine system. Okay, so we have the pineal gland, it is in the brain. Okay, over here I also have the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. I will show you that in detail. It is in the brain itself. The thyroid gland is under your Adam's apple. All right, in guys, it is in below the neck. All right, below the larynx over here. This is the thyroid gland. The thymus, the pancreas, yes, it is also a gland. Adrenaline gland, it is situated over the kidneys. I have the testicles in males, all right, and the ovaries in females. Okay, this is the endocrine system. These are what releases hormones, and these release hormones, they release the chemical messengers. These shape how you grow, all right, how your body will look, how your body thinks, all of these things. All right, hormones are chemical substances secreted by the endocrine glands into the bloodstream. So how do these messengers work? These messengers are released into the blood. Now blood is the ultimate transporter in our body. Everything that has to be transported will be transported through the blood. So if I release something somewhere in my blood, that will ultimately go to the desired destination. Okay, spread all over the body. And hormones, like, the body is designed in such a way that a particular hormone will go into the blood, and it will respond or give out the message to that particular organ only, all right, to which it is meant to. Right, we will study about that in detail, what each hormone does to a body, what releases it, where it goes, and how does it react. They travel through the body, they target specific cells or organs where they regulate various physiological processes. All right, they will travel throughout the body, they target a specific organ where it knows it has to transport a message, and they regulate various physiological processes. The physiological means your physique related, the physiological process, the body related. Hormones act as messengers, coordinating and controlling activities such as growth. How tall you will be, how short you will be, that is also regulated through hormones. Your metabolism, are you going to be fat, are you going to be skinny, are you going to be a medium sized individual, that is dependent on hormones. Your reproduction, since ovaries and testes fall under the endocrine system, they involve hormones. Response to stress, all right, how your body will react to stress, will it get hyperactive or will it fall into a depression, that is in response to stress. In reproduction, the production of testosterone or the production of estrogen in females, that is all hormones. See, like this, consider this white part a hormone. It is released into the blood and it will travel wherever it is supposed to a targeted organ or cell, and it will react to it. There are several types of hormones. So there are various types of hormones as well. Steroid hormones, peptide hormones, and amine hormones. What are these? These hormones are derived from cholesterol and include hormones like cortisol, estrogen, and testosterone. Steroid hormones are derived from cholesterol. So when we eat high cholesterol food, this helps in the production of hormones. It is not good for the health in the ultimate long run, but during your young ages, it will produce these hormones: cortisol, estrogen in females, and testosterone in males. So cholesterol is required for estrogen and testosterone. Peptide hormones. So these hormones are made up of amino acids and include hormones like insulin, growth hormone, and oxytocin. These are the name of some hormones again, these three. These hormones are made up of amino acids and include hormones like insulin, growth hormone, oxytocin. Okay, insulin, growth hormone, oxytocin. Amine hormones. These hormones are derived from the amino acid tyrosine and include hormones like epinephrine and non-epinephrine. These are not important, but you should know the type. Amine hormones, at the end they will have ine. Okay, these are derived from amino acid tyrosine. Okay, amino acid means protein, a form of a protein which is called tyrosine, and it helps me form these two hormones. Peptide hormones, you are again understood, it is made up of amino acids. Okay, made up of amino acid, and it includes insulin, it is secreted by the pancreas. The growth hormone, which tells us how tall or short you're going to be, how much of growth hormone is required, and oxytocin. Let's get into the details. Now, there are various types of glands which I showed you in the starting in the diagram. Pituitary gland, thyroid gland, the ovaries, the testes, the adrenaline gland, all of these. Now we will see what they release, how they release, and what is the function of the hormone that they release. The name of the glands, their position, the hormones they release, and what that hormone does, all are important. Pituitary gland, often referred to as the master gland. The pituitary gland is located at the base of the brain. I will show you where it is located. See over here, the pituitary gland. It is located at the base of the brain. Over here in the lower part. It is in the form of two balls. This is the anterior pituitary. This is the posterior pituitary. It is a small gland at the base of the brain, right? Base of the brain. Often referred to as the master gland. This is also called the master gland. The pituitary gland is located at the base of the brain. It secretes hormones that control the functioning of other endocrine glands and regulates growth, metabolism, and reproduction. So this is the master gland. This gland controls all other glands. Alright. So this one gland will be controlling all the rest of the glands in the endocrine system. It is located at the base of the brain. It secretes hormones. It will give out hormones that regulates growth, means it will tell the body how much to grow, the metabolism and reproduction. So this is the master gland. Pituitary gland controls all other glands. Now we come to the neck region, that is thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is situated in the neck and produces hormones that regulate metabolism, body temperature and calcium levels. Thyroid gland produces the hormones that regulate these three. The metabolism, you understand, at the rate at which you burn food, how much fat your body stores. Alright, are you a fat individual, means you have a slower metabolism. Are you a thin individual, you are very thin, skinny, that means you have a high metabolism. Body temperature, this regulates the body temperature. Is my body hot? Is my body at a normal room temperature? Is it colder? And calcium levels, it also regulates the calcium levels in the body. Adrenal gland, okay, adrenal gland. So this produces a hormone called adrenaline. Alright, adrenaline. The adrenal glands located at the top of each kidney. Alright, I have shown you, I guess. Let me show you in a diagram. These are the kidneys. Now at the top of the kidneys, I have these yellow parts. These are the adrenal glands. Okay, adrenal glands. The adrenal glands located at the top of each kidney secrete hormones such as cortisol, which helps the body respond to stress, and adrenaline, which prepares the body to fight or flight response. I will give you a good example. Supposedly there is a dog, a stray dog in the street. It suddenly starts barking at you. You are walking past it. It suddenly starts barking at you and tries to attack you, and it chases after you. Alright, it runs after you. Your heart starts beating very fast. Alright. Whenever you are in such a situation where you have to fight or you have to run away, flight, where you are scared or in a situation of fight, this gland will produce the adrenaline, which increases your heartbeat. Alright, because it is preparing the body to fight or to run away for safety. Alright, so adrenaline gland releases hormone, that is cortisol, which helps the body respond to stress. Okay, so whenever you are in a stressful mood, it will also produce cortisol that will help you to minimize the stress. Adrenaline to fight or flight, to fight or run away, to safeguard the body. Pancreas. The pancreas produces insulin and glucagon, which regulate blood sugar levels. Insulin lowers blood sugar while glucagon raises it. So pancreas releases these two hormones, insulin and glucagon. Whenever the amount of sugar in your blood, alright, it starts to increase. Alright, if you have someone in your family who has diabetes, alright, they have a fluctuating insulin level, alright, they have an increased blood sugar. Okay, what happens is, if there is too much sugar in your blood, your pancreas will produce insulin. What insulin will do, it will lower that blood sugar, while glucagon raises it. So diabetes can also happen if you have a very low blood sugar level or the insulin level is very low or very high. So glucagon, what glucagon does, it raises the blood sugar level. Alright, it raises it. So in this way, pancreas is regulating the blood sugar level. If it is low, it will increase it using insulin, using glucagon, and if it's high, it will lower it using insulin. Now we come to gonads. What are the gonads? The gonads, including the ovaries in females and testes in males, produce hormones involved in sexual development and reproduction. So as we grow, our reproductive parts, they mature. Alright, they also grow. They become sexually mature. How does that happen? Through the gonads. What are the gonads? In male, that is testes. In females, these are ovaries. These produce the respective hormones. The testes produce testosterone. The ovaries produce estrogen. Alright. These are the hormones that are involved in sexual development. to reach puberty, to attain sexual maturity. Okay, estrogen and progesterone in females and testosterone in males. Remember these names: estrogen and progesterone in females, while in males it is testosterone. Okay, these are what help us get reproductive maturity, or its sexual development. Now let me show you the diagrams. Alright, so over here we have the pancreas. This yellow part you see, that is the pancreas. It is situated under the liver. Alright, it is situated under the liver. This is the pancreas. Here I have gonads. These are the testes in males. Alright, these ovaries are the ones in females. These are the gonads. Adrenal glands, I have already shown you these yellow structures at the top of the kidney. Pituitary gland at the base of the brain. This is the brain at the base of the brain. It looks like this. Thyroid gland, I have shown you, it is over here in the neck. It is a butterfly shaped organ at the foot of the Adam's apple. So at the foot of the Adam's apple, for guys, popular name is the master of metabolic control. So they can ask which gland is the master of metabolic control. That is thyroid gland. It regulates the metabolic function of the body. Okay, so at which rate I burn fat and all, that is metabolism. The amount of food I eat, I burn, that is metabolism. Those who have a poor thyroid gland, alright, it is not well functioning, they will be very fat. The pituitary gland, now we come to what type of hormones it releases. What happens, it is a master gland, it controls all the glands. So we will study a little more about the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland plays a crucial role in regulating various bodily functions. Okay, it plays a crucial means important. It plays a very important role in regulating various bodily functions. Alright, various bodily functions. It consists of two main parts. Remember the parts of the pituitary gland: anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary. Okay, remember these two parts: anterior, posterior. First we come to the anterior pituitary. The anterior pituitary gland secretes hormones that control the activity of other endocrine glands. So this part of the pituitary gland, it will give out hormones that will be controlling the other endocrine glands. For example, the growth hormone. Anterior pituitary releases the growth hormone. What is the growth hormone? It stimulates growth and development in children and helps regulate metabolism in adults. For children, it will serve as a source of height. Alright, their growth, how much their body will grow. Alright, so some person with high GH, high growth hormone, will be taller, will be bigger. Alright, someone with low amount of secretion of growth hormone will be smaller. Okay, so anterior pituitary gives out the growth hormone. Thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, stimulates the thyroid gland to produce thyroid hormones. So thyroid gland produces hormones. What directs the thyroid gland to produce hormones? That is the anterior pituitary. Again, anterior pituitary. It also produces thyroid stimulating hormones. Okay, so first was growth hormone, second is thyroid stimulating hormone, third is ACTH. Okay, ACTH. It stimulates the adrenal glands to secrete cortisol. So whenever I am in a stressful mood, my anterior pituitary will give out hormones to the so that the adrenal glands, they produce cortisol. Okay, anterior pituitary gives out this hormone ACTH. This reacts on the adrenal gland to produce cortisol. Understood? Okay, so anterior pituitary controls these three. so far. Okay, let me show you the anterior pituitary. This is the anterior pituitary located over here. See this one is the anterior pituitary. This is the pituitary gland. This is the pituitary gland. Where is it located? You know. Now you see the anterior pituitary. Now we come to the posterior pituitary. Where is the posterior pituitary? It is behind the anterior, right? What does the posterior pituitary do? The posterior pituitary gland stores and releases two important hormones. Okay, so for posterior pituitary, it is two important hormones, that are oxytocin and ADH, antidiuretic hormone. What oxytocin does is stimulates the uterine contraction during childbirth and promotes bonding between individuals. Whenever during puberty or during adolescence, when you reach sexual maturity, there is bonding between individuals. Alright, there is attraction between the male and the female. This is due to oxytocin that is produced by the posterior pituitary. It stimulates uterine contractions. Alright, when a female is giving birth, alright, there are uterine contractions that push the baby out of the womb. That is due to oxytocin again. Okay, that is due to oxytocin again. This is produced by the posterior pituitary. Antidiuretic hormone controls water balance in the body by regulating urine production. So this hormone is what directs urine production. By it controls the water balance. It controls the water balance by regulating urine production. So if there is a excess of water in my blood, what will it do? It will filter it out, okay, by producing urine. That is the ADH, antidiuretic hormone. These two are produced by the posterior pituitary. Remember that. See over here the functions of the pituitary gland. Growth hormone. Alright, if this individual has got growth hormone, what would happen? Okay, decrease in adipose tissue, increase in bone growth. So his bones will grow, his muscles will grow. That is through the growth hormone. His height will grow. Okay, see over here. This is the anterior pituitary. It produces the growth hormone. This was the anterior pituitary. This produces the growth hormone. Too little growth hormone, a person will be smaller in height, a dwarf. Or if he will be given the right amount of growth hormone, that is directed by his genes, that would be this height. If there is too much of growth hormone, then it will be a very tall and big individual. Okay, this is what human growth hormone does. Again, I come to the gonads. The gonads, including the ovaries in females and testes in males, we now know produce hormones that are vital for sexual development and reproduction. So for my reproductive organs to develop, I need testosterone as a male, and I need estrogen and progesterone produced by the ovaries in the females, right? So these are the two organs, the two gonads, one in males, one in females. These produce hormones. Now, what are those hormones? Ovaries. The ovaries produce estrogen and progesterone, like I told you, which regulate the menstrual cycle. So, in women, we have menstrual cycle, the shedding of the uterine wall, okay, the shedding away of the unfertilized egg, which support pregnancy, okay, and maintain female sexual characteristics. So, whatever characteristics a female will develop during her adolescence, during her puberty, will be due to the hormones that are produced by her ovaries, estrogen and progesterone. It will support her menstrual cycle, support pregnancy, and it will maintain sexual characteristics. Alright, all of these things. Now I come to testes. In males, testes produce testosterone, Simple, which promotes the development of male sexual characteristics. So what were the male sexual characteristics in adolescence? Like growing of beard, increasing muscles, increasing height, the deepening of voice, all of those. This is due to testosterone and plays a role in sperm production. So for sexual maturity, the male will produce sperm, the female will produce the egg. Okay, that is all due to their respective hormones. The endocrine system can be affected by various disorders, including diabetes mellitus. This is the full name of diabetes. Diabetes is a condition characterized by high blood sugar levels due to insufficient insulin production or ineffective use of insulin. So the body of some individual does not produce enough insulin for blood sugar to lower down to a regular level. Okay, to come down to a good level, so that it is manageable. Now what would happen is sugar levels due to insufficient insulin production. His body is not producing enough insulin, right? Not enough insulin. What would happen is the blood sugar level will increase. What this does is a lot of blood sugar will cause diabetes. Ineffective use of insulin leads to diabetes, a lot of blood sugar level, and they need insulin from the outside to control that blood sugar. Hypothyroidism. When the thyroid gland produces an insufficient amount of thyroid hormone. Alright, so the thyroid hormone, when it is not produced in good quantity, it leads to fatigue, weight gain, and other symptoms. So a person will start to gain weight, he will become fat, he will have a very lazy body, fatigue, he will stay tired all the times, and he will also have a lot of skin problems. Now we come to hyperthyroidism. Alright, what is hyper? There's a difference. Hyper, P-O-P-E-R. Okay, so in hyperthyroidism, when the thyroid gland produces an excess of thyroid hormones, it produces an excess of thyroid hormones, okay, resulting in weight loss, rapid heartbeat, and other symptoms. An excess of everything is bad. So an excess of this hormone will lead to a lot of weight loss. A person will become skinny. A very fast heartbeat. What does a very fast heartbeat means? His heart will pump blood very fast, high blood pressure, or at high rate of pumping, okay, and other symptoms. Cushing syndrome, the Cushing syndrome, caused by the prolonged exposure to high levels of the hormone cortisol. So adrenal glands produce cortisol. If it is produced in a very high amount, it will lead to Cushing syndrome, which leads to weight gain, muscle weakness, and other symptoms. This will cause me to gain weight, my muscles to become weak, and other symptoms. Addison's disease. This occurs when the adrenal glands do not produce enough cortisol and aldosterone, which is also produced by the adrenal glands, causing fatigue, low blood pressure, and other symptoms. So again, when adrenal glands do not produce enough cortisol, so in Cushing it was high level of cortisol, now it is less cortisol produced, which also causes fatigue, low blood pressure, and other symptoms. Now we move to a diagram. So this shows a healthy thyroid. This is a person with a healthy thyroid. Now this is a person with hypothyroidism. See, she has gained weight, right? She has gained weight. Her thyroid looks not normal, alright, irregular. She appears tired, okay, over here. Now I come to hyperthyroidism. What happens in hyper? there's a disease called goiter, which is iodine deficiency. Okay, we need iodine in our food. Why? Because its deficiency will call out the disease of goiter. See over here, this neck will swelling. The thyroid will swell. Okay, this is a healthy thyroid. Over here, it is hyperthyroidium. Okay, hyperthyroidism. What would happen is the thyroid gland will swell. See over here, see the size difference, it is swelling. All right, this is swelling. Now we come to this disease. Again, it will have a lot of scratches on the body, weight gain, all of these things, right? Red cheeks, abdominal stomach marks. Conclusion. Now we reach a conclusion. The endocrine system and its glands play a crucial role in regulating various bodily functions through secretion of hormones. Now we know what type of hormones are released, what does it do, how does it help us, how does it affect throughout our life. Understanding the different types of hormones and glands and their functions is essential for comprehending growth. So understanding all of these is important for us and for doctors to understand where a person is lacking, which hormone to give more, which hormone to give less in treatments, in development, in metabolism, in overall well-being. Okay, we also need to learn about the disorders of the endocrine system and manage potential health issues. So if I know that, if I observe the symptoms of a particular disorder, I will go to the doctor and tell him, and he will identify it and give me medicine. So this is very important. Now I hope you like this lecture. Thank you.